Conor, a 2-1 defeat at home on Saturday. How did you see the game?
Didn't deserve anything, to be honest. Brora pretty much dominated the game for about 75 minutes before we sort of kicked into gear. By then, far too late, given a team of that class and calibre, 2-0 lead. You just can't do that, especially so early on. Yes, we lost 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. We did well just to keep it at bay. We had a wee spell in the first half where we got our foot in the ball, but you look at their team and pretty solid throughout. It was a difficult day for the boys, and that's where we aspire to get to.
Yeah, so conceding 2 in the first 10 minutes is never ideal. Were you more frustrated about the reaction from your players?
Yeah, because you talk about the first 15 minutes in these big games are crucial and they're vital, especially these teams that are going for the league. They're going to come out of the blocks really quickly in the first 10 minutes, and they come out really quickly. We just didn't match runners. We looked like we didn't have that sharpness about us. We looked like kind of looked like wee boys against men at times, and you can't really do that against them teams, because as soon as they get a sniff of blood, they just go for the throat, and they certainly did that to us.
Yeah, no Greg once game picking up man of the match. How good has he been this season?
Greg's been immense. In my eyes, he's probably the best defender in the league, even though we bought him as a striker. But I said this to Greg afterwards in the hospitality. I said it's kind of worrying and concerning for me and Robbie and Blair that Greg Morrison's probably picked up 70% of the man of the matches this year in defence. Kind of shows you, are we defending too much, or are we not attacking enough? It would be nice for a striker or a midfielder to get man of the match for a change, but yeah, he's been immense. Pretty lucky to have him, to be honest.
Yeah. I know Saturday seen the return of skipper Harry Nicholson after a lengthy layoff. How good is that towards the end of the season?
Yeah, listen, I said this to the Press and Journal guys on Saturday. We went through half a season without Harry Nicholson and Andy McRae. So it kind of shows you how well we've actually done without that experience. Harry's probably one of the most technically gifted defenders in the league. And people mightn't think that Harry is as good as defender as what Greg is, but he probably is. Maybe Greg's more aggressive, or Harry's more chilled out. And you lose the guile and the craft and the intelligence of Andy McRae in the final third. I feel that likes of Troy's maybe missed him an awful lot, because those two linked up exceptionally well at the start of the season. So it'd be like 2 new signings going into next season. Andy obviously needs an operation. He'll not be back until maybe October time, but hopefully we can keep ourselves in the mix until around then. Then it's like getting a new signing on board, and it'd be nice to see him and Jordan linking up again.
Yeah, so we move on to 2 away games now. First of all, Rothes on Wednesday before we head to Formartine on Saturday. How do you think these will go?
Listen, I think Rothes are maybe in a position where now that they're going to try and look to see what they're going to be doing next year. It's going to be a weird night for all round. I think they'll be gearing towards how they're going to play if they have to go towards the playoffs, to maybe defend a wee bit more. We certainly aren't going to be holding back anyway. We're not letting the season fizzle out. We're looking to go and finish in the top 3 if we can. And unfortunately for Rothes, they're coming. They'll be getting the brunt of our bad performance of the weekend. But listen, these games are never easy. Times when teams sit in on you, it's difficult. Banks at D found that out about a month ago against Rothes. So it'll be a sticky game on a Wednesday night. The conditions may help them a wee bit, but we certainly will have to go into this game with our heads right. And Saturday will just take care of itself. Saturday's going to be a really tough game again. I'm hoping the wind machine's not on, because Matthew McLean's throw in is disgusting. He can throw from 60 yards into your 6-yard box. What they did to us on Grant Street, put you under immense amount of pressure. It'd be nice to go down there on a nice sunny day with pitch good, and just see 2 teams just go at it toe to toe, because both want to finish in the top 3. They're out of the league, I would say now. It'd be a huge ask for them to come back into it, and obviously they've got Brecon on Wednesday night as well. So yeah, lots to play for still. As much as people mightn't think it, but lots to play for. And in my mentality, we don't let the season fizzle out. We just can't. We finished 6th last year. I think it's very, very important that we finish higher this year. and the reason being is because we're looking to build every year while we're in the job, So yeah, still looking forward to the last 4 games. They'll be exciting.
All right, thanks for your time, Conor.